A very warm welcome, everybody, to the drivers' press conference ahead of the FIA Formula One Spanish Grand Prix. Coming your way, we have the two groups, as per usual. Group 1, Lando Norris closest to me, then Bearman and Carlos Sainz. Now, can we start with the hometown hero, or the home hero, perhaps, is a better description. Carlos, it's your home race. You got a fabulous reception in the fan forum last night. It's a sellout crowd. What does this one mean?
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. I'm a bit tired because I was almost late and I didn't want to fine, so I run and I'm a bit tired now, but happy to be here. Good vibes yesterday in the fan forum, getting a lot of support from the home crowd here. I don't know, it just always gives me good vibes. It puts you in a good mood, and just the whole weekend makes you keep a smile on your face everywhere you go. Just hearing people cheer for you is the best feeling. To be able to have a home race and get to have it every year I feel very happy about it. And yeah, just want to go out there this weekend, enjoy it, and try to give them a good result and a good show.
Do you think the FW47 will put a smile on your face around this racetrack?
It's probably, if I would have to design a track for the FW47, it wouldn't look like Barcelona. We don't tend to like medium speed, long duration corners. But I'm hopeful that it's a track where we can also show the progress that we've done over the last few years. Apparently, team was P19 and P20 here last year. But also we haven't reached Q3 since 2020, Q2 since 2021. So that kind of speaks a bit for the kind of track that we are facing this weekend. But I am confident that this year's car is a step better in all these corners, and we're going to show better performance.
And what about the impact of the technical directive that the FIA is introducing this weekend? What has the team told you about the impact of that?
Yeah, there's been obviously a lot of talk regarding this. I don't think it's going to affect teams and people as much as the people think, or there tends to be made about this change of regulation. It's still a front wing, and still will be just obviously run a bit stiffer, and it will not flex as much as it does, but as much as it did. I wouldn't expect more than 1/10 swing up or down through the field for each team, depending in how much you were flexing or not. So, yeah, I don't think there's going to be a lot in it.
1/10 is about 4 places on the grid.
That is true, actually. That is true, especially in our little midfield area. But
Carlos, do you think the car will be more difficult to balance as a result of this TD?
Yeah, but I also think nowadays we have a lot of tools mechanically and aerodynamically to tune these cars. So even if it's going to be more of a challenge, we still have 3 practice sessions to see where the car is at in FP1 and take steps to fine-tune it and get it back to a decent place. So yeah, you can imagine teams also in the simulator have been running endless laps just with a new wing. So yeah, nowadays F1 teams are too well prepared in this sense to counter this kind of changes.
All right, Carlos, thank you for that. Best of luck this weekend. Can we come to our most recent winner in Formula One? Lando, how were the celebrations on Sunday night? I believe you went to the Prince's Ball. What happened there?
I mean, it's a lovely dinner. We had a nice dinner. Obviously, was sat on the big table, and I mean, it felt great. Obviously, because it's an honor to be there, because you only get to really go. I mean, as a driver, if you win, so it's kind of a good thought. But you just get to chat and chat with their highnesses and have a nice time. So a nice dinner. All in the moment of celebrating the weekend, celebrating the win. Have a little chat, and that's all. Some nice food.
how does a win at Monaco, now that you've had a few days to reflect on it, how does it compare to your previous wins in Formula One?
I mean, it's special for different reasons. It's, was it probably the hardest fought race? Probably not, but I think that's Monaco. But is it the one that means the most? Is it the one that kind of has the most pressure on a Saturday? Is it the one that everyone wants to win? Then yes. And it's more just the meaning behind it, the history behind the week itself, the racetrack, the people who have won there in the past, just the prestigiousness of where it is and what kind of event it is. So is it the one that I'm probably most proud of? I would say so. And it's one that I will remember for forever. So I think it's everything everyone talks it out to be, and more, because it's something that you're proud to say, and it's not just any win in Formula One. It's the one. So pretty cool.
You seemed very calm all weekend. Calm after taking pole. Calm after the victory. Is that how you felt?
In the car, no. Especially in qualifying, I don't think I feel anything close to calm. I mean, the qualifying in Monaco is the best laps of the year. I think it's the best in Formula One. It's or just probably in motorsport, I would say. It's the one that brings you the most excitement, the most fear, the most uncomfortableness, and at the same time, when you cross the line, the one that brings you the biggest smile. So I think it's a Saturday perfect. Obviously, the Sunday is, it's not always known to be the best race of the season, but it's still a great race and for many different reasons. So yeah.
Okay, look, to bring it onto this weekend quickly. Are you concerned about the TD and how it might impact the car, the MCL 39?
No, not at all.
Not at all. What has the team told you about setting up the car? Do you think will the aero balance shift and make it harder to drive?
I mean, like Carlos said, there's little tweaks here and there. But no, nothing that will change how we have to do anything.
Okay, good luck to you. Thank you very much for that. Ollie, let's come to you now. Now, you won the F2 feature race here a couple of years ago. Just tell us, first of all, your thoughts on this Barcelona circuit.
Yeah, it's a really cool track. It's one that we've done, I think, as drivers, the most laps on, because there's so many tests here. And yeah, always preseason testing or winter testing usually ends up in Barcelona. So it's returning to a track that we've done a lot of laps on for most of us. But by the same token, it's a fun track. Now with the new Sector 3, it's a bit better to drive as well, relative to the previous one with the chicane. And yeah, I had a good race here in Formula 2 a few years ago. I don't think we'll replicate that, but hopefully it's a good weekend.
Well, you may not replicate that, but just how good is the car? What performance traits have you seen now over these 8 races so far this year? And do you think you can be competitive this time?
Honestly, I'm at a bit of a loss, because the weekends where we expected to struggle, we've actually done really well, and vice versa. So it's tough to really build predictions for this car. What we have done is bought the new upgrade in Imola, and we need to see how that works now in high-speed corners, because Imola is not really as high-speed as a track like Barcelona. And if we can get that under control and have good performance there, then I think it can be another solid weekend for car performance.
All right, good luck with that, Ollie. Thank you very much. Let's now open this to the floor. We'll start with the broadcasters. Who's first, please? David, yeah.
David Croft, Sky Sports F1. Lando, congratulations last weekend. Question to you, mate. We're a third of the way through the season now, and assuming you've had time after the recovery from Sunday night to take stock of the third of the season, which bits do you think you've got right this year, and where do you think there's more improvement from you to come?
Honestly, I think it's pretty obvious. I think it's fairly simple. I think I've made it clear on where my struggles have been. the things I found a little bit more difficult, especially this season comparing to previous ones. But to put it simply, the Saturdays have been the ones. It's just had a lot more ups and downs. My Sundays, probably 95% of the races this season I've been pretty happy with. Of course, there's still some races that have not gone perfectly well. And, if I look back on Miami and things like that, then if I could redo things, of course, I would do some things differently. But some things just go the way they do. And my Sundays I've been very happy with this season. Barely if I had to speak to the team about them. I'm always very confident going into Sundays and have been this whole season. So it's tweaking little things, and that is more just the position that I start the race. So that's been the biggest thing. But again, like I said before, Monaco is the area I've been working on the most. It's the one I'm putting the most time and effort into, because it's the one that allows me to win races or not.
Thank you for that. Who's next, please? Yep.
Tom Slafer, that's on Spain. Question for Carlos. Carlos, we're hearing your home Grand Prix in a track that you've always done really well. I think it's the track that you scored most points throughout your career. You have your own grandstand here, but it's not the best one for the car. But has Williams reached the point where in a bad weekend you still can make it to Q3, you can still think of points?
Yeah, I think the best example, I think, is still Monaco. No, I think we were all expecting to perform a bit better in Monaco, but I think we did some mistakes with setup choices and the way we did our tire prep in quali that I think compromised our performance that weekend. And we came out of the weekend finishing P9 and P10, and we were frustrated. I think if you would have asked Williams a year ago, what about a P9 and P10 and a double point finish, I think it would have been a great result and the team would be celebrating, and a year later is not enough, and we know we can do better things than that. Barcelona might be a weekend where a P9 and P10 is a good result. So we need to keep that in mind. We're going, I think, up until now to our most challenging track after China. So a lot of new things to look into, this change of regulation. So we're going to need to keep a good eye on how the weekend develops and see if we can perform at a good level, which I'm confident we can, but on paper is not the best track.
Thank you for that. Yeah, Albert.
Albert Fabrega, ESPN Latam. A question for Carlos. Carlos, you were so disappointed at the end of the Monaco Grand Prix, even scoring points. What would you change in Monaco for the future years in order to have a better show and mainly a better racing?
I think it's a conversation that we need to have amongst drivers and maybe come up with ideas for FOM and FIA to think about. I think there's no one better in F1 that us as drivers that we get to be in the car and we realize how easy it is to manipulate the race or to defend and to go 3 or 4 seconds off the pace and still finish in the same position. So I think we all need to, for the benefit of the sport, sit down and see what is not the best solution, but also the most easier to apply or most common sense kind of situation. So I think we will all have a think about it and come up with some ideas and see what ideas can be done or not. Obviously, FIA and FOM from their side, they went for the 2-stop idea. Clearly it didn't work, at least in the midfield, although I always welcome something new and some experimental stuff to see if it can actually work. I feel like F1 would benefit a lot in the decision-making process from including us drivers in this conversation. And I really believe the sport would benefit if, instead of maybe trying to stop or something, we all sit together in a table and with the ideas of drivers, we let them know to FOM and FIA and put together a solution that actually works.
Okay, thank you for that. Who's next? Yep. Anyone else for the broadcasters? Yeah, there's one hand.
Oh, Peter from Sky Germany. Lando, just one question. When you said you were working on the performance at qualifying, can you give us an insight how you do that?
No.
Okay, thank you.
One more question.
Alessa Norris from RTL Germany. Question to Carlos. Carlos, 8 races done with Williams now. How did that feel so far, that this new chapter, and how much satisfaction does it give to you when you can battle Ferrari?
I'm very happy with these first 8 races, happy with the results and the momentum that the team is carrying. I think if you would have asked me a year ago when I signed the contract that in some of the qualifyings we would be only 3/10 off pole position, some of the qualifyings we would be constantly beating a Ferrari or a Red Bull or a Mercedes, I would have definitely signed the contract even earlier and even happier. The reality is that the team is in a very strong trajectory, and I think we are following the right path. My adaptation process is going well, even though I don't have all the points in the championship that I think my performance with the team should reflect. Points is actually not something that I'm caring so much about this year, but I'm caring more about the speed that I have with the car, the way I feel with the car, and the way we can improve altogether both the handling of the car, but also the way we handle weekends, the way we handle strategy, the way we handle the execution of a weekend, which is clearly has been a bit of our weaker point. That's why we don't have many points in the championship. But as long as the speed is there, that is there, and I'm quick with the car, this will come with more races.
Yeah, we have listened the first part of the pre-race press conference. I'm not going to comment anything about the first part of the pre-race press conference. Immediately after a couple of minutes, we will have the second part of the pre-race press conference. I will just kindly ask from you to don't forget to like the video, to comment your thoughts about the first part of the press conference, and of course to subscribe to the channel.